my channel. I am going to be doing a really quick eyeshadow look, colorful eyeshadow look today, and I kind of wanted to go ahead and combine some of my favorite things, which is makeup and like real life horror stories. That sounds weird to say, or just like horror in general. Excuse me, horror in general. Can I speak today? I don't know if I can, but we'll try. So yeah, I want to go ahead and talk about like some cult favorites, horror movies, and ones that are based off of true stories or loosely based off of them. So like, and one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's a classic and it's a lot of other people's favorite movies, is the Amityville Horror story. And you know, the legend behind it, and there's like a lot of facts to it, and there's a lot of alternative facts, as one might call them. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about that while going ahead and doing a really wonderful, colorful makeup look today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so first, so there was like a family that lived in this house, right? And well, the son of the parents who owned the house at the time, he like murdered his entire family, like all of them. And it's so sad too, because like his siblings were really young as well. And so this happened on November 13th, 1974, and Ronald DeFeo Jr. killed all 6 members of his family. So it was 4 siblings and his parents. And yeah, so he shot them all with the .35 Martin rifle, which it should be known, like if you shoot this rifle, it's really, really loud. And apparently like everybody was shot in their beds, and like, so there was like this theory floating around that there had to have been more than one killer, but only one person was charged with the murder, which was Ronald Jr. And yeah, okay, so he was convicted on 6 counts of second-degree murder, November 1975. And these murders went on to inspire several books and movies, like the Amityville Horror movie, which actually tells a story of another family as well, called the Lutzes. And I'll go ahead and get into them in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start doing stuff to my face. Okay, so after these murders, I think it was like 3 months or something after the murders, this family, they're gonna buy the house, and they know about the murders that have taken place here, and that still doesn't stop. I don't know, like the house would have to be really, really cheap for me to like purchase a home where an entire family was murdered. Like, that's really intense. And so they bought the house, like at the time, I think it was like 80 grand that it was purchased for. And so yeah, that was a really good deal at the time. And so a couple things here to point out is so the Lutz family claims that the husband, George, is and George is the part of the Lutz family who purchased the house. The DeFeos are the ones who died in the house. So George says that he keeps waking up around like 3:15 a.m., around 3 a.m., 3:15 a.m. all the time. Like he's always waking up at that time, and he thinks it's so strange. And what is kind of creepy about all of this is that the DeFeos died around 3 a.m. Like, you know, coroner reports say that they would have died around that time. So like, as someone who likes to dabble in like research from the like occult, like there's like this whole like, I say like a lot, I need to stop that, hold on, stop saying it, Cynthia, hold on, I just need to tell myself that, don't say it, Don't you say that L word. Anyways, so one thing, like, as being a fan of, like, occult, you know, things, that subject, I really, really find that a lot of things happen, like, at 3 a.m. Like, a lot of scary things happen at 3 a.m. And the fact that, like, this guy killed his entire family at 3 a.m., which is, like, known as, like, the devil hour, is kind of creepy. So again, the Lutz family starts, like, experiencing a lot of supernatural things. Of course, this is from their side of the story. And, like, the family says that they smell strange odors and that there was, like, a lot of dead flies. But I do want to say, like, the scene from the movie where, like, the flies are attacking them, that is fake news. Like, even the Lutz family said that Hollywood definitely, you know, it made that up. There were dead flies, but not like a swarm of them. So that should be duly noted. So yeah, so that was, like, a really cool fact that I went ahead and found out. And then, so this is, like, what's really, really creepy. So, you know, they know the history of this house, and they were, like, I'm guessing, because they called a priest, that they were, you know, a Christian family or had some sort of religious belief, right? So they call a priest over to come bless the house, because, you know, an entire family was murdered there, and they're, like, experiencing these little weird things in their house, so they want to have the house blessed. Like, no joke, like, my family has had our house blessed before many times. Every time we move to a new house, we usually would always bless the house. So they bless the house, the priest comes, and the priest goes into the sewing room, and he gets this, like, feeling of, like, he's in, like, this really cold feeling, as if, like, something's there, and he can't shake off this feeling. And all of a sudden he says that he hears someone yell, "Get out," which I know my ass would have been out the door right away, like, I'm out. And he told the family, like, hey, like, don't use that room for sleeping, which, I don't know, like, for sleeping, like, don't use that room at all. Like, how about you don't use that entire house at all? Like, if someone's telling me to get out of that room, I think when the thing, whatever, said get out, I don't think it just meant for that room. I think it meant get out of, like, this house. Whoops, I will go ahead and bleep that out. Get out of this house. Like, that's what it meant, not get out of this room. Like, I don't know, that's just weird. Like, no, like, the priest giving advice, like, don't sleep in this room. No, don't sleep in that house. Like, buy a new house or something. So, yeah. So other things, like, happened as well. Like, supposedly, like, a garage door would keep opening and closing, which, I mean, that could just be some faulty wiring. And unless, actually, it doesn't clarify if it's, like, an electronic one, or, like, in the 70s, did they have electronic garages, openers and closers? I have no idea. But yeah, anyways, and then I think I don't know who it was, if it was George or the mom, said that something knocked down, like, not a pair of scissors, a knife. A knife fell on the ground in the kitchen, and it doesn't say, like, if anyone was near the knife, or, like, it landed, like, near their foot or something, but yeah. And then also, allegedly, there was, like, a pig-like creature with a red eye staring down George and his son Daniel from a window. And also, supposedly, George says that he saw his wife Kathy levitating off their bed, and then also saw his sons Daniel and Christopher levitating off their, you know, levitating together off their beds, which that would be so freaky to see. Like, honestly, that is so scary to think about. Also, by the way, when I was, like, doing research for this, and it was, like, late at night, not gonna lie, I was like getting scared reading about this stuff. Like, it is like really freaky. So whether or not like you believe in this or not, like, it is still pretty scary just to think about it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and powder my face real quick. So, you know, a lot of people were, you know, would obviously go ahead and say that George and Kathy, again, husband and wife of the Lutz family, were full of BS, and that they were lying, and that they were, you know, trying to make money off of this horrible tragedy. But after telling their story, George and Kathy agreed to take a lie detector test. And guess what? They did pass. So that added to like the validity of their claims. So yeah, they took a lie detector test. They passed with flying colors. So, you know, that would really convince me. Of course, like, there's ways to go ahead and like lie on a lie detector test, but like, that's like a lot of work. Like, you'd have to be really deceiving in order to pass one of those. There was like a lot of skepticism in this, I guess you want to say alternative fact, saying that the family had financial trouble. But this turned out not to be true, and it was just made up. They didn't have any money issues. And then, okay, so check this out. So the DeFeo, this guy, the brother, the son of the first family who murdered his entire family, he was represented by a lawyer named William Weber. And I don't trust William because there's something about him that just, it bothers me, because he ends up getting involved with the Lutz family. And he claims that the three of them came up with some, you know, horror story to go ahead and tell, and to make money so they could like write a book and then hopefully get like a movie done and make money. Because the Lutzes did go ahead and hire him to be their lawyer, their legal representative, you know, when they started getting like a lot of press about, you know, purchasing this house. And it's just weird, like, someone who like is a lawyer in defending like a murderer, like, I don't see how the correlation, how he could go from that to representing the Lutz's family. And then they had a falling out, and that's when the lawyer guy like said like, oh, like, the Lutz family, it's like all made up, it's all BS, like the story, they're, you know, they're just they're lying about everything. So like, this lawyer guy, I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. Okay, so one of the sons of the Lutz family claims that the house ruined his life, and he continues to have like these nightmares, and he has a hard time like living his life and everything, which honestly, if I had grown up in that house and experienced those things, if they were to be true, yeah, I would also have a really hard time dealing with life. And so another thing, the murderer, Ronald Jr., who he is still alive, by the way. He is serving, like, again, 6 life sentences for murdering his entire family. And so he claimed that he heard voices urging him to kill his family. And of course, this could have been like the lawyer's scheme to try and get his client off, you know, saying like maybe he was like insane and get like a lesser punishment, I guess. But, and that's why I kind of have a hard time believing like him, because also the murderer would switch his stories around. Like, first he was saying, yes, like, voices were telling me to do these acts, and then, you know, back, I think it was like in 2005, he was in an interview and said, oh no, like, it's all fake. Like, no one told me to kill my parents. Like, he said that his dad was abusive to him and his mom, and he killed him because of that. Which also, it doesn't make sense because, like, if you're trying to protect yourself and your family, your, you know, dad's abusive, like, you would just kill your dad, right? Like, if I ever, like, was put in that situation of having, like, a very abusive father, I wouldn't take it out on the entire family and, you know, kill my little brothers and sisters. Like, that just would not happen. And, but I don't know. Maybe it was voices that told him to do it. The house is still around, by the way, in case anybody wants to go ahead and see it. Last time it sold was in 2017. And it was sold for like $605,000. Which was $200,000 less than the asking price. Because, like, honestly, who would want to live there in a murder house? I mean, unless, like, you're a really, really big fan of this stuff, I guess maybe. But even then, like, the Lutz family continues to say that all of this really did happen. But who knows? But anyways, I hope I don't sound like all weird in regards to like how I'm telling the story, because I'm not that great of a storyteller. Like, I always like say too much when I don't need to say that much. Like, I just like over explain something, so I do apologize. So if there's any tips anybody can give me on how to be like more quick and to the point, please let me know, because I'm struggling. The author embellished a lot of things that the accounts of what the Lutz's family told the writer, which I totally get that. My grandmother on my mom's side, she would like to embellish her stories too and stuff. I remember another fact. So, you know, like the scene in the movie, which if you haven't seen the movie, okay, spoiler alert, like it's the last day and like the window breaks, like it shatters. Well, apparently that isn't true. That never happened. Okay, I'm back. My lashes are set. I used my Legally Lash set, and which one are you? Who are you? I am guilty as charged. Very fitting. Okay, so yes, I used these lashes. I plopped them on. I threw on some lipstick, a MAC lipstick. Taupe is the color. Yeah, that is pretty much it. This is the final look. Yes, I really like it, and it was really fun to do. It was really fun to tell a really scary story. I think the next story I want to do, and I know a little bit more about this one, is The Conjuring. And like, I know a lot about the movie, but I didn't know it was based off of a true story. Yep, that is pretty much it. I am all done here, and I really like this look. I can't wait to just go hang out in my living room with this full look, because we're in lockdown again, baby. Yes. Oh, great. Wonderful. More time to film. So thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, want more information regarding, it's a ghost. So, as I was saying, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, share this video with friends. I'm still trying to go ahead and grow my little YouTube channel. So, thanks for watching. Have a great day.